Blood for the blood god.
Skulls for the skull thrower!
Hey guys, welcome back. I'm Emma, and we are playing the Vampire game, which is our current campaign running off of Vampire, the Requiem 2nd Edition. All right, Merlon.
All right, so we're going to start this session off with a recap. Emma, you took notes, unless you want to test the other players for their knowledge of what happened.
I mean, we can use it as a quiz.
What we can do is we can go through a recap, and then if they miss anything, you can catch them up.
Okay.
How's that work? All right,
That
so
also works.
who wants to take the recap?
Oh gosh,
I'll roll for it.
I guess I can. Do you
right.
want all of it?
Yeah, go ahead and just recap just the major points, anything that you think is interesting or good to keep in mind as we move forward.
So, some major points. The whole party met as a start.
Mhm.
That's a very important thing. As the party, or as the first session started, Augustine had not yet met everyone else. We left the club after learning some information that we were going back to the scene of the crime, so to speak, to look for clues to determine who Kara's assailant was and why they attacked her. There was, I don't know if it was discussed as far as information about who Kara was and why she is under the protection of the vampires. I don't know if that was ever made public in the sense of, like, I don't think it was.
It was not made public information yet.
Okay. So we went to the club, scene of the crime, met a homeless man, got some information, not a whole lot. And upon entering the club, Lamont was able to successfully break in without alarming anyone. There was definitely an alarm system that could have gone worse than it did. And we discovered through Augustine's blood hunter abilities and a sensual lick of the neck that the vampire assailant was a gangrel. And I think that was the last bit of information that we found.
Okay, so the only two things of note, other than what you mentioned, was our first clue was that the vampire that we encountered was specifically after Kara. So that was our clue number one. And you mentioned clue number two, which was the fact that the assailant was gangrel. And then don't forget that because you had that super sweet persuasion roll or whatever it was, the homeless man is now your informant.
That's right. I did forget about that. I think I wrote him down. Yes, I did write it down. Yeah.
Perfect.
Context.
All right, Merlon.
All right. Taylor, Steven, can y'all think of anything that was forgotten, or are y'all pretty happy with that?
I'm pretty happy with that.
All I remember after that is I failed an investigation roll in the bar. We named it Freddy's.
Yes.
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 We have Freddy's Dive Bar.
That just makes me think of Diners, Drive-Ins, and Dives, and I'm just waiting for Guy Fieri cameo.
I don't know that they serve very good food.
A dive?
Probably not.
You know, I'll be honest.
Not
I don't
this
think
far.
Guy Fieri serves very good food.
What? He's so adorable.
Now, don't get me wrong. Guy Fieri is a fantastic human being. I just don't know if I'd eat any of his food.
Really?
There's a wonderful article that was written where Guy Fieri opened a restaurant where it was like unlimited. Oh God, I think it was Guy Fieri's restaurant. It might have been somewhere else, but there was like unlimited appetizers, and this woman went to the bar and wrote an article to see like how many appetizers she could actually eat within a given amount of time, and like chronicled her adventure. It was very, very good.
That's awesome.
It was a wonderful piece of like the slow descent of somebody. She ate appetizers endlessly.
That's fantastic.
You get some serious appetizer sweats. God.
Yeah.
Well, you know, you get the meat sweat. You get like appetizer sweat, especially depending on what type of appetizers they are.
Oh yeah.
I think you're working too hard for food right there. I don't know if I've ever.
Yeah.
I'm a big fat guy. I've never gotten the meat sweats. think you
I'm a
guys are
little
working too
fat
hard for
guy,
food.
And I've never had the meat sweats either.
Well, isn't that a thing though? Isn't the meat
I-
sweats a
it's a-
thing?
Yeah.
No, for some people, if you're just a quitter,
I don't. Okay.
I don't know what that's supposed to mean.
It sounds like a judge of character on your ability to eat meat.
yes.
Yeah.
All right.
Anyway,
So,
yeah.
We ended the last session in Freddy's bar. You had been able to sneak in, sensually licked Kara's neck, and I don't think we had gotten any farther than that, really. So there were a couple of things just to remind you. Lamont, you had noticed that there were video cameras around the room, or somebody noticed
Yeah.
Yeah.
that there were video cameras positioned around the bar. You noticed that there were a stack of receipts on one of those
Yes.
little, like, ice pick slammy doohickeys that's just asking for a workers' comp call.
Tetanus shot.
Yeah, OSHA's not happy. And I think that's about all that y'all had noticed so far. One thing of note here, the lights are not on. So
Yep.
y'all are working based off street lamp light that is coming through the front windows.
But wait, do vamps have dark vision?
I was
No.
gonna ask that, yeah.
Damn it.
My understanding is no. However, I am not the foremost expert on the vampire book.
Me.
That was you.
I'm honestly not sure. I think they have better vision at night, but I don't,
But I don't
think
think
they
it's
have the
night.
equivalent of like dark vision like elves would in Faerun.
Right. And I personally love that because I despise dark vision.
Yeah, it kind of.
It neuters my ability to put the players in a sense of peril without having anything actually have to happen.
Mhm.
Just make it dark and make some shit sound funny. People freak the fuck out. You have a dwarf with night vision. Guess what? Dwarf's like, nah, it's chill. Or the entire party is elves. But moving back.
I'm checking.
Have to have D&D rants later.
Yeah. So, what we're going to do is we're going to roll initiative. Which we are going to do is there should be an initiative stat.
Yeah, we should all have one.
So we will just go based off the initiative stat. So if everybody could type out your initiative modifier, which should be in the bottom right-hand corner of your character sheet.
Yes. Thank you.
Okay, so officially on page 91, we've got a kindred senses thing, and it says that kindred do not suffer normal vision penalties for being in the dark, because we can compensate with hearing. Only in absolute complete darkness do we have a -2 die penalty.
But that's only for hearing. It doesn't mean that you can see better.
Kindred do not suffer normal vision penalties. So.
But let me see that real quick because it sounded like there was a little bit more to that mechanically. Thank you.
Wait. Oh, okay.
Okay, so I don't think this is going to help as far as being able to see little things in the dark or see better. But if you are in combat in the dark, you can hear things.
Right.
But it's not going to enhance your vision. It just means that you don't get surprised.
Gotcha.
Boom.
Yeah.
So our initiative.
Except blood. If you encounter traces of blood, even if dried or hidden in a carpet, for example, they immediately see even very small quantities.
Okay.
Okay, so this is how they do initiative. Roll 1d10 and add your modifier.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Sorry, I had to look that. We haven't done initiative yet.
Oh, it's because my composure's really high. I was gonna ask why Emma's was only 5 when mine was 8. But composure's like my main stat.
hmm
What? How does that work? Dice roller? Oh, okay, because 5 and a 5.
What?
I thought it told me when I rolled the D, like 10 plus 5, I got a 5 too, and I was like, but then,
All
but
right.
I'm just stupid. It's okay.
You're
Don't
not
worry
stupid.
about
Don't
it.
say that.
Kara,
So I got a
and
10.
then
So we need to roll plus our initiative.
Yeah,
Yeah.
do a D10 plus your initiative.
Do we have to do anything? I forgot how to roll. Is it just 1d whatever?
Slash
Yes,
roll
we-
1d10.
Slash roll. Thank you. I was like, there's something.
Yeah.
1d10 and then plus the modifier. So,
and an 11. So that puts you. All right. So here is the order as we move through the scene.
Yeah, vamps are last for whatever reason.
Because
Hold
my
on a second.
composure is great.
Can
All right.
I
So
mean, if we have to fight something, you're still gonna.
Oh, I'm not
Win.
salty. I'm just like logically, I guess no, vampires do move faster, like period.
you could be calculating.
Bust celerity, excuse me.
You're
all right.
muted.
So Kara,
Muted.
I'm muted.
Oh no.
what would you like to do? The bar is a single large room. Bar is at the very back. It's really hard for you to see anything as the lamplight isn't very strong the further back into the bar that it gets.
Can I use my phone as a flashlight?
Absolutely.
Yeah, modern games.
So you have an easier vision in a cone in front of you.
Okie dokie. Did Lamont share his information with us, or? 'Cause
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna point out the cameras. Be like, be careful. Hide your face.
Hide your face.
Hide your face.
I mean, I'll pull my hood up, and I want to go through the receipts on the spike.
Okie doke.
'Cause
What
I
are you
remember what
looking
I
for?
drank, and he bought my drink. Right.
Okay,
So-
there we go.
That's a good idea.
Give me an investigation roll. That's going to be. Let's see here. That's a mental skill. As we learn how all of this works.
Something
Investigation.
plus investigation.
Yeah, so let's go. You're examining a crime scene, essentially. So wits plus investigation.
That gives me 5 d10s. Check. Greater than 8.
Nice.
3
And
successes.
roll.
3.
All right. So you come across a receipt that has the drink that you ordered around the time that you knew that you were here.
Okay.
However, it appears that the receipt was paid in cash.
Darn. So I'll hold it up and tell everyone that he paid in cash. This is a dead end. Sorry, guys.
Rip.
But great thought.
No, it was great. That was really smart. Right, Augustine. The last thing I remember you doing is pulling Belle aside and asking her about gangrels, and I have more for that when it gets to my turn.
I think after that, I'd asked you about that, and everybody started to look around. I think I remember I had sat down and was just watching everyone.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Is what I had last done. What do I have to make a roll to ask you what other like doorways or entrances or exits, not necessarily entrances or exits, but like hallways, doorways, staircases, other places from this main area?
Okay, so at the back of the bar, there is a door that leads back.
Just that?
That's all you can see from here.
Okay.
But it is behind the bar proper.
I think I'm gonna go check the door initially.
Okay.
to see if it's locked or not. Just a
So
quick.
you get over there without any issue, obviously, and you jingle the handle, and it is locked.
Lamont, since you were so handy with the door getting us in, would you be able to open this one?
Oh, yeah, sure. Lamont kind of waddles over there, and he's waddling because he's trying to make sure that he knows he's being recorded on camera, so he's going to make sure that his mannerisms are not what his normal ones are.
Sure.
So he's going to waddle a little bit over there before trying to pick the lock. So this is breaking and entering, I'm assuming. So larceny.
This is absolutely larceny and breaking and entering.
Woohoo! So I have 5 points in larceny. What should I be rolling?
Let's go with, this is going to, I've got the character sheets right here. What am I doing with my life? I think this is going to be a dexterity.
Okay. So that is 5, 7. Roll 70, 10. Not 78. 10. Right, 1 fail, and it's 8 or higher, or 9 or higher?
8 or higher.
8 or higher, okay. 1 fail and 3 successes.
So 2 total.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
All right. You spend a couple of seconds there with your lock picks, pop it real quick. No issue.
I'm going
Right.
to lean down right as I hear the click of the lock, whisper in Lamont's ear, "It was well done. Let's see, you've got some skill." I'm going to open the door and walk in.
Yeah, the hair on the back of Lamont's neck like stands on end.
I love it.
All right. So you open the door, and it is pitch black back here. Very little of the light is coming in, but you get an idea that this is the kitchen, and there is a stairwell immediately to your left that goes up,
Okay.
Ooh.
and it leads to another door at the top of the stairs.
Okay. Is that all of my action?
Yep, that's going to be all of your action for now. Belle, what are you doing?
Yes. Now, did Lamont say to watch the videos aloud, like to the group, or was that more just to Kara?
Oh no, I said it to the group because
Okay.
I don't want any of my accomplices being caught.
So she kind of glides over next to him and leans in discreetly and asks if there's anything he can do about that. And she's trying to stay out of sight of it. I mean, clearly it's still dark, and so it's going to be harder to pick things out. But she clearly wants the security system taken care of.
Sure. And then Lamont goes and he just unplugs the camera
The cameras are up pretty high.
up pretty high. Like,
So if you want to get a chair, you can probably do that.
okay. Well, Lamont goes and gets a chair, and
All right.
he's gonna just go unplug the cameras.
All right. You get on a chair. Give me a. Let's get back to the character sheets. Dexterity plus athletics roll.
So
Athletics?
untrained. So I take away a dice.
Correct.
All right, 1d10. Roll.
Oh, yes.
Okay,
All
1
right.
success.
So the floors are a little slippery. The chairs are a little wobbly. It is not the easiest balancing act as you're having to get on your tiptoes to pull the wire. But it doesn't seem like this is your first rodeo, and you do it without any issue whatsoever.
Yeah.
Unplug
Can
the
I say
camera.
that I'm attempting to I'm making sure that my face isn't in the
Yes,
way
yeah,
of the
with-
camera? All that jazz.
absolutely.
Is that the extent of my action?
No, you can do more than that. What else would you like to do?
So she hasn't. We talked about Gangrel, but she only knows one Gangrel. So she'll probably have to talk to him instead about this activity because there aren't any like packs that she knows of because Gangrel are more pack oriented in the area.
Mm-hmm.
They don't usually just chill by themselves unless they're like more on the outskirts, and this is not necessarily outskirts, is it? Of town, at least?
No, not really.
Okay.
It is just a less populated part of town, kind of a back alley. There's a couple of dive bars, a couple of tattoo parlors, but not something that like most people would go about.
Are there any other cameras we can see in the room, or is it just the one?
Give me a wits plus composure roll.
I can do that. Oh, just a failure. Big old fat
You-
failure.
Do not see any other
No.
cameras in the room.
Good. This is good. This is really good.
Yeah?
Yeah, because
Is
I
there
got.
anything else that Belle would like to do real quick? All of these actions have been pretty quick.
Without metaing. God damn
Do you
it.
look nervous as you're like looking around with that failure? Are you like looking very clearly?
She's probably like scanning the room. Well, the problem, I'm
know
upset
you, like-
because she has the attribute striking looks.
Mm,
So that makes her very
Yeah.
memorable.
yeah.
And the problem with that is while people are always drawn to her and she always stands out in a crowd,
Mm-hmm.
that's both positive and a negative depending on the scenario. So
Yeah. But I guess does Belathine like make that apparent, or are you keeping your composure generally? I'm curious. as a player.
she'd probably be somewhat reserved as she scans it. She's not trying to conceal the action by any means,
Okay.
but she's not like flipping out. She's just trying to be thorough,
Yeah.
and she's just doing a bad job of it.
Okay.
So she'll probably stay here with Kara. Which one is it? Kara?
Kara.
To make sure that nothing amiss occurs, because that's kind of her job here, is to play babysitter.
All right. Then that is going to be Belathine's turn. And we're going to move on to Lamont. You've taken a couple of actions in other people's turns, but what would you like to do as you are running back and forth across the bar?
Lamont is just going to try and remain vigilant. He's not the sharpest tool in the shed, but he knows what he's good at. And what he's good at is, he's not particularly strong in figuring things out. He mostly breaks and enters, steals something and leaves. So this is new to him, and he's going to let what he feels are the people who are stronger at this sort of thing do their thing, and just kind of be prepared to help out in any capacity that he has. But in the meantime, he's just going to kind of keep an eye out and know that, the quicker we can get done, the better. And he's going to kind of express that sentiment to everyone else. So,
All right. Then I have something for you.
okay.
Can you roll me?
Oh no.
Let me pull back up to where your character sheet is. A streetwise and intelligence roll.
Oh no.
Okay. So that's 8. D10.
I thought you said your character wasn't that sharp. 3 intelligence. It's pretty good.
Well, it's pretty good, but he doesn't feel like he's that smart.
Or doesn't utilize it to the best
Yeah.
he could.
Oh, that's 3 ones.
Oh!
Oh no.
that's
Oh
not
okay.
no!
Well,
Would
two-
you
only
like
one failure
And
though?
two
Really.
successes.
I was gonna say
And
ultimately
one failure.
failure. Not too
Yeah.
bad.
One failure. Okay.
All right. So that's a one failure overall, correct?
Yeah, one failure overall.
All right. I'm going to give you the option to take an extra beat of experience to make this a supreme failure,
Hmm.
and that means that I can come up with something good, or you could come up with something good.
The SWAT team's gonna get us.
SWAT team. I
You don't have to.
You don't have to. I'm just being silly. Like, do
I'm
what you want.
thinking about it. Supreme failure sounds like it'd be fun. Yeah, sure.
All right. Would you like to come up with the situation and come up with something, or would you like me to?
I would like to come up with the situation.
Run wild and free, then. Hell yeah.
We haven't seen we haven't messed with the front door, right?
Correct.
All right. We hear a key enter the front door and begin unlocking.
Steven!
There's a loud chorus of yelling as the bar owners come back maybe a little earlier than he thought he was supposed to, and he's been out drinking with his employees. We're all coming back to the bar to have a little fun. The door opens, and I'm gonna let Merlin take it from here.
So the door opens, and you see the owner of the bar, Freddie Bartley. Steven, because you've got 5 and Streetwise specialty gangs,
No! No! Why have you done this?
you happen to know that Freddie Bartley is an ex-biker enforcer that
That's
retired and opened up this bar to create a safe space for gangs to operate and have mutual discourse. Kind of like a violence-free zone. But Freddie Bartley was an enforcer, and he happens to hire other ex-biker gang members.
Oh no!
I just want to touch on the fact that I came up with all of this 30 minutes before the game started, and I didn't expect any of this to actually come into the game.
3 ones, 3 ones, 3 ones.
I just want to have it known that Augustine has moved in the threshold, so I'm not particularly seen at this moment by the front door. A quick point of action just to make sure.
All right, so man,
I'd moved there before,
beautiful.
so
They
Bear's
walk,
probably just sitting at the bar. Oh god.
so they haven't come in yet. You each have a round to make your moves. Steven, please mark an extra beat of experience for that.
Woo!
Okay, so.
We're going to start top of the round.
Taylor, do you have a pencil?
No?
Oh.
Yes. Here. I gave you one last week. You better give that back to me.
Kara, we are at the top of the round. You all see this going down. What would you like to do?
Okay, so we hear the key in the door.
Mm-hmm.
Was the door we came in through behind the bar or to the side?
So it was to the side.
So Augustine was in the back room though, right?
Correct.
I just opened that door and then crossed the threshold to see the staircase with the door at the upper end, right? So I'm not in the main room.
I'm gonna follow him through that back room so that I'm not visible in the main room.
All right. Give me. Are you trying to do a stealth roll?
Can I not do it before they come in? I mean, I'll try.
Yeah, you can stealth and move at the same time.
So, and is that
That is
dexterity stealth?
Dexterity and stealth.
Got 6. Nope. Nothing.
Nothing.
Wash.
Just full on nada. All
Wait,
right.
Did you mean to roll d6s though?
No, I did not.
Yeah.
That might
That
help.
would
roll.
help.
Otherwise, that was d6s. That's a great roll.
1 success.
Okay.
Nice. Okay.
So you have stepped back with Augustine into what appears to be the kitchen area.
Uh-huh.
You also remember to turn off your flashlight
Oh, that's
because
that's
stealth
very
roll.
good. I assume that's my entire turn,
Yeah,
though.
that is your turn, Augustine. The lock is turning, and you hear voices as they start to enter. What would you like to do?
Oh gosh, what do I want to do? I was thinking, I'm gonna make eye contact with Belathine, who's, I'm assuming, right, you were sitting at the bar next to Kara, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think we need to find a speedy escape, don't you? Why don't we head back here and we'll close the door and pretend like we were whispers in the wind, huh? How does that sound?
She worries at her bottom lip a second, taking a moment to glance back towards the door as the individuals outside are fumbling with their keys. She evaluates the situation and kind of shoos him upstairs. You hear her mutter, "I'll take care of it." And she seems really irritated, but it's too risky for them to get caught. So it's pretty indicative that she's not going to go upstairs and that you guys need to get the fuck out if you possibly can, and that she will join you after whatever she's going to do.
Okay. Don't get yourself killed. You're too beautiful for this world. And then he's going to run upstairs with Kara.
All right, that makes
Is the
it.
door locked? Is that
Hmm?
upstairs door? Is that upstairs door
The
locked?
upstairs door is locked.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
okay. Okay.
But that's okay, because you guys can probably fumble with that. Wow.
That's fine. Yeah, I'll be up there.
Yeah.
Belathine, it is your go.
Fucking sweet. Okay. So. Dudes come in.
Not yet. You still have until Lamont goes before they get in.
Oh, okay. Then, can I do like a held action, sorta?
Yeah, so you can hold your action until a specific event or
Okay.
something happens. So, like, what you can do is you can hold your turn until the top of the next round. However, you will then, the next round, fall back to your normal spot.
I just want to set up an action more so
Yes.
it can so he can go and then mine kicks off when that act occurs, right?
Yes.
If it works like D&D. So she is going to in my head, the bar is parallel to the door on the opposite side, so it's going to be facing when they get in. Yeah?
Yes.
Yeah?
Correct.
For once, this cat suit's gonna come in handy.
I forgot she was wearing the cat suit.
How could you forget she was wearing the cat suit? Oh my god. Okay.
Oh,
so-
man.
I hate this, but I'm playing David. So she jumps up on the counter, and she's positioned somewhat at a 45-degree angle, legs crossed over the knee, and one arm supporting her as she leans back somewhat. And she's just sitting there waiting for them to open the door. And then I'll actually use my action when they get in and see her.
All right. Lamont.
Lamont is going to go ahead and slip out the back.
The way that you came?
Yeah, he's going to go ahead and take off his hoodie and throw it in the dumpster.
So you're
He's
just
gonna-
abandoning us?
No, I'm staying out there.
Like in the
I need to
alleyway?
explain why the back door is open to this guy. I know this guy.
Oh,
Oh.
But I also need to not be wearing the same clothes I'm wearing on camera.
That's That's a good thought.
So
All right.
Lamont is also going to take his jeans off and have his athletic shorts underneath, which he's wearing.
Got his running shorts.
Yeah. And just kind of hopes that he doesn't recognize the shoes.
All right. What is your plan?
Layers.
My plan?
Yeah, like what are you hoping to use? Trying to get away?
No, I'm going to come back in there eventually if things are calm. I'm going to come back and eventually explain that I saw this homeless guy running around back here. And I saw the homeless guy, and I thought I'd come in and check in it. And he was running around, and the door was open. And good to see you're back, man. I'm glad the bar's open again. Can I get a drink?
Okay. All right. I dig it. So then that's going to be initiative for my boy.
I don't like this boy.
You don't like that rowdy biker?
He's not rowdy anymore.
We're
We're tired.
I don't want it to get rowdy.
Well, not with a. I don't know. I doubt it will get rowdy. You'll be fine. You'll be fine.
All right.
Timothy.
So he is going to go at the
Just have
end
to
of the
succeed.
round, but the scene starts, the door opens. However, because of his initiative, y'all get one more round.
Okay.
So, Kara, you're in the kitchen. There is a staircase immediately to your left as you walked in.
Okay.
You can't see much in the kitchen to see if there is a door outside or not, but you don't remember seeing one.
Like another outside door.
Right. You remember Lamont saying something about the second story window,
Yeah.
or pointing it out.
That there was one.
Yeah, I think, or did you say anything, Lamont? I can't remember now.
I tried to break it open with my fist.
That's right, and everybody heard that.
Yeah, or that
Here
dull
we go.
thud.
So you would remember that there was a second story window.
I mean,
But
yeah.
What would you
I'll
like to
probably
do?
try to go upstairs.
All right, the door is locked.
If I'm completely untrained in such things, then is it even worth trying to?
If you are completely untrained without the proper tools, you're not really going to be able to do anything.
Okay.
However, what you can do is make an investigation roll to see if maybe for whatever reason there is a spare key or something hidden.
Okay, yeah. I'd like to try that.
Then give me, that'll be a wits plus investigation roll.
That was 5. Damn it, I missed the roll.
5d10.
10. Or 1
Nope.
failure.
Yeesh.
All right, that is a 1 as a failure. I will give you the option to make that a supreme failure and take a beat. And either you can come up with what happens or I can. You do not have to take it, though.
I mean, I'll take the failure, but you can do the story.
All right,
See what you
so
make happen.
perfect. Let's see what we got here.
I have my pencil back.
So you gain a beat for taking this. As you're looking for the key, you're running your fingers up and around different pictures and frames that are on the wall as you're up and down the stairs, and you just happen to put a little bit too much pressure on one. And it slides off the wall and the glass shatters loudly.
Sweet. Oops.
Belle's sweating in vampire.
You gain a beat. You hear, as that happens, a confused sound echo through the bar. And that's going to make it Augustine's turn.
Sorry, Augustine.
Well, that wasn't very.
Real quick, one thing I want to point out for everybody, you all have willpower. you can bust a point of willpower to add 3 additional dice. And I don't remember if we touched on specialties only add 1 additional dice.
I really want to see how Bellathine's going to deal with this, so I'm okay with that failure.
All right, I forgot to point that out. Continue, Augustine.
I'm just looking at my sheet. So I can use the willpower to... Can I attempt to... First, Kara, what were you looking for?
A key to the door, maybe?
Hidden behind a picture frame. That would be stupid.
I love Augustine.
Well, let's just see if we can get up to the upstairs. We've already made enough noise. Bellatine will be fine, I'm sure. And if not, we'll go down and check on her. Let's see if this can get kicked down, shall we? I'm going to go up and try and break down the door.
All right, fantastic.
All right, let's see. So what do I need to roll for that?
That's going to be strength plus athletics.
All right, I'm going to bust willpower and use 1.
And celerity, I forget exactly.
I thought that was just speed.
Yeah, I think it's
think you
mostly
want vigor.
speed. Yeah.
Vigor's the one that augments
Yeah.
things like that.
Yep.
Kara is
Okay.
so scared of Augustine, just so you know.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to use a willpower, I think.
Okay.
Let's see. Ooh. How did I hit a phone icon? Sorry, I was typing a note and I hit a button and I somehow had like a little phone diagram. I was like, what?
I like it.
Let's see. We've used 1. All right. So that's going to be 5D because it's strength plus athletics, right? So
Correct.
5D10. Okay. Oh, 1 success and a failure, so it's going to cancel out.
All
So
right.
neutral.
So neutral, you slam your foot into the door. It does start to crack.
Why are you guys making so much noise?
I would allow you to
Mhm.
bust a blood or a vitae with celerity to have the speed to do it again. Because it does look like it's starting to crack. There is a loud crack, echoes throughout the building.
Oh my god, why?
They already caught us.
I think I'll definitely use a Vita for that.
Okay.
How do I get back willpower? Do I ever?
So you get back willpower by maintaining your mask and dirge. Humans get to do it with their vice and virtue, and you can regain up to your entire willpower 3 times a game session.
Okay.
So if
Okay.
you are acting in accordance
Yeah,
with
yeah.
those, you can bust willpower like a motherfucker and then regain them by just acting your character.
Yeah. Okay. Great.
And that's one of those things. If I'm not keeping track of how you're acting, feel
Yeah.
free to be like, I am doing this to gain my willpower back.
Yeah.
So,
Okay, I'm definitely going to use another willpower and a Vitae in this case.
Okay.
So it'll be 5d10 again. Oh, son of a gun. 1 success and 2 failures.
well, Anthony, that brings you down to this.
Oh my god.
Would you like an extra feat of experience to take a supreme failure here?
Why? Why is
Um,
this happening?
Okay, so if I take a supreme failure, I do get the experience, but you describe what happens. Otherwise, I don't get the experience, but I describe what happens. Is that right?
No. So you
Okay.
get the experience, and you can choose to describe. You get
Okay,
first call.
sure.
If you want to describe what happens, go for it. Or if you don't want to, you can pass that off to me, and I can come up with something.
It's not worth taking that extra experience. I think at this point we're already in a pickle enough as is. I think Augustine kicks the door, hears a crack, in kind of a fervor attempting to get out of that space initially, right? It's going to kick again, right, in that kind of like blinding speed, not recognizing that Kara is too close behind, and as he comes back and kicks, that like reverberation, he bumps into her and knocks her down the stairs.
So are you taking
Rude.
experience point for that to happen?
Would that be a supreme failure?
Yes.
I just thought that was a failure.
No, so that your failure is just like you
Just me?
didn't hit it, and it's
Okay.
just on you. So if you want to affect the scene,
No, I don't want to affect
Right.
necessarily the
Okay.
scene. I won't do the supreme.
so
In that case, I think I don't knock her down, but I kick it again, and I think like it just cracks, right, and then just
Yeah.
makes another loud noise that doesn't do anything apart from that, right? Just
it
like
looks
bang,
like
bang.
any additional damage to this door is gonna get through,
Okay.
but that's all you have right now.
I'm going to turn to Kara, who's behind me. You should find a place to hide in the kitchen, and Emalynde and I will take care of this. So start walking on the stairs.
Okay.
All right. That's gonna make it Bellathene's turn.
Good. There is, you know how in anime they get the little like red, almost like asterisk, and she's just
There's a
silently
vein
like,
popping.
yeah, silently fuming at these fuckers who were like, she's like, I'll take care of it, I'll take care of it. I'm like, oh really? Should we bang some pots? No, I don't need a soundtrack, thank you. Okay. So, as they walk in, I know that it's not their turn yet, but do you want me to hold action until they do walk in? Or have them react to what I'm going
Here's-
to do?
What I think I need to do, because I don't think I made Kara's supreme failure supreme enough, is I'm going to bump them up in initiative so that they go right before Lamont.
Okay, so do you want to like do these at the same time then? Because mine's going to
Yeah,
involve their
so-
interaction.
You can just hold your action for them to walk in.
Okay.
So they hear they're just casually like coming back to the bar to hang out for drinks because fuck the health inspector.
Yeah, clearly.
And then they hear the crash on the inside, and he just shoulders the door open and walks in. Who's here? This big, brawny man with a big beard, bald head, looking around and sees Emalynde. You see, he's got two buddies behind him, and he just kind of stops. Who are you? What are you doing in my bar? And you see that he is armed. It looks like he has a knife strapped to his, like one of those big sheaths on his belt, and so do his two buddies.
Like K-bars?
Yeah, like military, sized knives. These dudes are definitely carrying something that they shouldn't be.
All right. Okay, so she's going to instantly pop awe. No cost, no required like contest roll. So basically, what awe does is it creates an aura of power and importance, and it makes people want to look at her and be around her and like be friends with her.
Okay.
So what's nice about this is it's going to subtract her dots in majesty from any attempt to pay attention to anything other than her. So as soon as she pops that, everything else seems a lot less important. It kind of focuses attention. So to contest, like to pay attention to something other than her, it's going to be a resolve roll, I think.
Okay.
So they have to roll their resolve, and usually you'd roll blood potency, but they're not vampires as far as I know,
Right.
so they don't get to add that.
It's usually 2 rolls, so it would be something plus resolve.
The book, I think, is focused on vampires resisting, and so it says resolve plus blood potency, so humans are going to be less able to combat those sort of charms, and so they only get to roll for resolve. I can pull it up if you would like.
Oh, we'll get to that if they need to.
Okay. So she pops that.
It's wits plus composure. It came up pretty quickly.
Really? Because the book
Yeah.
says resolve.
Anyone paying attention to him also subtracts his majesty. Oh, hold up. Maybe I'm just dumb. Yeah.
It's different for humans, like in Chronicles
It doesn't
of
look there's
Darkness.
really any kind of
Not for all,
Right.
but to notice something else, it would be a resolve thing. I think that's what
Okay.
Confidant says.
Anyone paying attention to Belathine
Mhm.
also subtracts Belathine's majesty dots
To notice something
from
other than her.
any wits plus composure roll to notice something.
Okay.
So it's not a save, but if they try to make a perception roll, we subtract the dots that you have in majesty from
Which is
that.
2, by the way, if you end up needing to use that.
Right. So
Okay.
cool.
So, she pops the everybody look at me.
You're looking at her.
Slides down off the counter. How many spells can I use in one turn? Just one?
You get one action and one move.
Okay. So she walks up. She makes it an elaborate gesture. It's very much a sachet to command even more attention. And she fits a hand to the small of her waist in size. I never thought that you were going to get here. And because I can't pop an action, we could wait till next turn.
All right. So I'll have them finish their round at essentially that. They walk in, they see this, they've questioned her, and he just kind of looks real confused. His buddies don't seem to be as confused as much as they are intrigued, and it looks like this is a dangerous situation for Bell to be in from an outsider's viewpoint.
Nah, they got the Davis skills.
So, angry bikers are angry but confused. Lamont, you hear all of that go down. You hear the
What?
crash, you hear the two cracks, you hear them bust in, demand to know what's going on, and Belathine calmly, and it almost like tickles your senses as you hear her voice. Like you kind of want to walk in there and see what's going on, but you're not forced to. You just kind of want it.
Lamont thinks to himself, how are these people so fucking bad at this? We had an open door. Just leave. He sighs. And tries to remind himself that not everybody has made a living off of breaking into people's houses. He then laments on the fact that he could have probably just asked this dude if he'd have taken the time to think about it, to ask this dude and see if he could have gotten in here legitly. But he was so excited at the proposition of breaking in, he didn't think. He's like, God, I really gotta start thinking things through.
Vampires got you shook.
Yeah,
Jump ship.
vampires got me shook. Lamont thinks to himself, he goes, well, I mean, she is a vampire, right? She knows what she's doing. There's another vampire in there. It's probably fine, right?
Probably.
Worst case scenario, bloodbath.
Lamont's gonna light up a cigarette and walk around the building to the front.
Okay. You get around to the front. You see the doors are open. You see two big guys standing behind a bigger guy. All of them the biker types that you know tend to frequent here.
Lamont takes a real big drag from his cigarette and... Oh, wait, no, he probably wouldn't have his cigarettes considering he threw his pants in the dumpster.
Well, but you could have pulled those out as you were walking by. That's easy.
I was gonna say, I feel like
Okay.
a smoker would have probably remembered that.
Yeah, probably. So he takes that out and he takes a real big huff, and then like looks and sees, and he's like, "Oh, hey guys, is the bar open?"
I imagine Lamont wearing the t-shirts with the pocket in the front just so he has a place to carry his cigarettes.
Yeah, he probably does. He probably
That's
buys
good
the Walmart shirts with the pocket. He's wearing like just a white undershirt with the pocket for the cigarettes.
All right. So as you say something and you walk around the corner, you're immediately caught in Belathine's awe.
You did good.
Holy shit!
Yeah.
Lamont is trying to think of something to say to explain why she's here.
The Well, let's see. Do they notice you?
Well, I called out to them, so.
Yeah, but
Oh,
they
I
have
guess
to
that's
roll.
true. They have to.
Yeah, they suffer penalties for looking at anything else.
What's Her Majesty?
2.
2. Okay. 1 success. One of them kind of looks back at you. The fuck?
The bar, is it open?
Who the fuck? Somebody fucking broke in here.
The fuck? Who'd break in here?
And he like turns back. Dominatrix? This kind of looks her up and down. I don't fucking know, man. And then he's
Did
immediately
one of you guys hire Stripogram?
the one that was talking to you just kind of like tries to look back but just can't. I have no idea.
Lamont,
David Powers, go!
Lamont takes a big drag from his cigarette and just puts his arm around the dude. He goes, "Damn." So
And-
Lamont is here, not going to
Yep.
fight, but attempt to defuse the situation.
And caught in the awe. So you now have a hard time paying attention to anything else other than Bella theme.
Can she turn that off, or is he like stuck forever?
No, she can turn it off. It's all good. She's just kind of like the anime thing throbs little. She's like, God, fucking humans.